That Sigmund Freud became a major intellectual presence in 20th-century culture is not in doubt. Nor is there any doubt that at all times there was both fervent enthusiasm over and bitter hostility to his ideas and influence. But the exact means by which Freud became, despite this hostility, a master of intellectual life, on a par, already in the 1920s, with Karl Marx, Albert Einstein, Marie Curie and Bertrand Russell, has not been sufficiently explored. Strikingly, Freud emerged as a 20th-century icon without the endorsement and support of an institution or a profession, in contrast to Einstein, Curie and Russell. Where are we to look for the details of this story of an emergent, and new, figure of immense cultural authority? One of the principal aims of this book is to show how this happened in one local, parochial yet privileged, site, Cambridge, then as now a university town stranded in the English fens with a relatively small fluctuating population.
Over the last few years, incorporating mindfulness applications in school environments has attracted interest, and several research studies have been conducted to evaluate the effects of mindfulness on learners' well-being and academic performance. Since teachers are the frontline implementers, they must be used in assessing the effectiveness of these tools. These views provide useful insights on how these applications affect the classroom, student conduct and academic achievement. A brief assessment of the views of teachers shows that they have a favorable attitude towards the applications of mindfulness. Teachers note that all of these tools enhance students' emotional self-awareness and ability to handle stress. According to the American Psychological Association (APA) poll in 2021, 76% of teachers reported that their students' anxiety and stress reduced when using mindfulness applications regularly. This reduction in stress not only assists in improving the overall climate of the classroom, but also helps in improving students' abilities to complete tasks that are academically related. The secondary qualitative research on how teachers as stakeholders approach mindfulness practice in education has provided valuable information regarding the complexity of the roles mindfulness interventions are playing in addressing student needs as well as supporting teacher well-being needs. In this context, the research demonstrates that teachers overall have positive perceptions of mindfulness interventions, primarily in reducing and preventing negative emotional states and promoting positive affective states among students within classroom settings. Idealistically, teachers see reception in students who practice mindfulness as a way that helps them reduce stress and control their outbursts in class. This emotional stability is usually attributed as the cause of better performance, as students who are calm are likely to engage themselves in study properly. However, the findings of the study support the notion that teachers view mindfulness as a useful teaching strategy for cultivating social competencies explicitly in young learners. In this way, mindfulness helps students to acquire valuable skills, including empathy, self-control, and resilience, that may prevent classroom disruptions and promote positive student behaviors while at the same time helping them cope with school and later life. To the elders, especially to those learners in competitive education systems, mindfulness is seen as a good technique of managing stress and focusing on lessons that are crucial for success.
You can see that the two charts each give quite a different picture of the performance of boys and girls in the two key subjects of math and English. It shows that in English, girls consistently outperform boys over a period of 6 years, achieving scores about 10% above their male peers. There is quite a different picture when we look at the math results with no real difference between genders in the results. What is the explanation for these key differences? To answer this question, researchers look at biological and cognitive factors, and a range of social factors. The interaction between these different components in early childhood development are seen as maintained and reinforced in the school context. And this leads to distinct gender patterns of behavior and skills with direct consequences for school performance and achievement. The ultimate uses of this evidence are to show that biological factors, such as patterns of cognitive developments, are closely linked to social factor, such as learned gender categories. These cognitive skills are learned both preschool and subsequently at school, supported by the responses of teachers, creating a reinforcement of patterns. The problem of diversity in the class only worsens your learning in classrooms. The students in the study are a heterogeneous group, some more accepting than others of mindfulness practice. For some students, doing the mindfulness activities may be fun, while some students have no interest in these activities or reject them. Teachers might find it difficult because they may be unable to apply the same technique with all the students. Thus, they also allow the teachers' minds to be flexible and can handle all the students in such a class as handled by this adaptation process could take a tremendous amount of time, and it would be very demanding as there is a need the context for each learner. Another big challenge is that too many teachers are not trained adequately and professionally disengaged. For these mindfulness interventions to be effectively delivered, the following areas that pertain to a teacher are of importance, and the mindfulness practices and how to be a support to students in them. Yet most of the teachers have low self-efficacy to teaching mindfulness and are not properly prepared to do so, as Huang have reported. Although, if not carefully monitored, such attempts at facilitation might lead to resistance. Either teachers would explain why they are doing mindfulness exercises or try to settle the concerns and questions of the learners, which is not efficient.